Hey, do you play games to unwind and have fun? Maybe take a load off after a stressful day? Or get immersed in a story or world that interests you? Well, I hate to break it to you, but that makes you a bumbling baby idiot. I'm a real man. I play games that make me hate myself. They also make other people hate me. I play Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and now a new contender for the category of rage games. Dark and Darker is a game that makes my blood pressure rise, causes me to froth at the mouth like a rabid dog, and generally makes me physically ill. So, why do I play it? Well, there's a part of the brain called the ventral tegmental area that releases dopamine as part of your brain's reward system. That part of my brain has been fried by instant gratification from an early age, and now to get a dopamine hit, I need to stress myself out to the point of mental breakdown, and only then can I start to drip feed myself dopamine. Anyways, Dark and Darker is a co-op dungeon crawler, but that barely scratches the surface. It's a Dark Souls-inspired Fortnite-like. Yeah, that should clear things up. The basic premise of it is that you and your friends, should you have any, go into a dungeon to hunt for loot, but the monsters, traps, and other players in the dungeon want to stop you from getting that treasure by turning you into a pile of vaguely human-shaped ground beef. The game is really tough. Monsters kill you in a few hits, players can kill you in one or two, and traps will bite chunks out of your health bar like pit bulls take bites out of toddlers. But despite the fact that this game is so hard it makes blood trickle from my nostrils when I think about it, something keeps me coming back. The way the gameplay loop works is you pick from a list of 6 classes, but really think this part out, because you're going to need a proper party composition to actually survive more than 10 seconds. You need a frontline combatant. A fighter or barbarian work here, and the fighter's my choice because they're the only class that can block by default. Oh, yeah, it's that kind of game. Barbarians, on the other hand, get more health, a giant axe, and tasteful nudity. Your mid-range fighter will be either a rogue or a ranger. They hang back and shoot enemies or throw daggers at them, or they can get right in the fray with a dagger or a short sword. Then you have your support classes, your clerics and wizards. Magic in this game, it works pretty similarly to the way it is in Dark Souls or Dungeons & Dragons, where you have a set number of spell slots that you can cast, and then you need to sit down and have a sandwich and a Gatorade before you can get back into the action. And for any party going down into the dungeons, a cleric is indispensable. Unlike the wizard, they can't meditate to restore their abilities, which is good for game balance, because the cleric can heal their friends or themselves, they can apply buffs, they can turn undead, and of course resurrect their allies. And that spell alone is the most useful part of clerics, because it makes it so that the party's able to take greater risks, knowing that if your barbarian or fighter go down, you can just pop them back up and send them charging in, and it's not just going to end your run. Now, what does a run of this game look like? Well, you and your friends will start off with the basic gear, some really basic stuff that'll only let you just do the minimum. You're going to get in, you're going to pick up some gear and get killed by other players, and then start over and pick up some gear and get killed by a skeleton. And start over and pick up some gear, and start over and pick up some gear, and start over and pick up some gear, get killed by a skeleton, start over and pick up some gear, and start over and pick up some gear, start over and pick up some gear. Now, if you already knew anything about this game before watching this video, you'll know that you cannot currently play it, because unfortunately at the time of me recording this video, this will probably, hopefully, not be the same in the future, it's not out. There was a beta that everyone was allowed to play, and that's when I got my hands on it, but that's closed now, and we're all just waiting for public release. So, if you're one of the developers and you see this video, please release the game, I need it, I'm fucking dying.